All right, so the number 3 spot is also very appropriate because it's going to be Return of the Jedi, the third one of the original trilogy.
Okay, I was gonna say that stupidest Revenge of the Sith.
The third one of the original trilogy.
Okay.
So this is the last Star Wars movie in a long ass time. I want to say like 15 plus years.
Yeah.
We didn't have a Star Wars movie. When I just recently rewatched Return of the Jedi. For some reason, I found Jabba the Hutt more hilarious. For some reason, like he's just like fucking laughing over stupid shit, and there's like no fear in Jabba the Hutt. It's like he's gonna like he has a Jedi there, or they're like threatening him, and he's just like, oh. And so it's just funny. And then when he dies, it's fucking hilarious too. When he's just like, and his tongue's out, stuck out and everything. And then, I mean, this is when we see, Luke more with his power. He's doing a lot more Jedi shit. He's like more,
he's like a full-on knight now.
Yeah. So it's like a cooler Luke at that point. And then obviously we see the ending, what happens with Darth Vader and Luke, and then Palpatine was taken out, and Darth Vader redeemed and everything. So it was a good, last movie for the trilogy. And then I always liked the whole Endor scene with the stormtroopers riding the, those little vehicles. For what they're called.
The speeders? No.
I'm sure they have some other names.
The scout troopers have the fucking bikes.
Yeah, like I like that.
Oh, speeder bikes. Okay.
Like I was like, oh, that's pretty cool, especially in the '80s. How they did that or whatever. Like I know some of the scenes now are like I'm sure enhanced in the special edition and all that stuff, but I do remember seeing it before the special edition came out, and I remember that was like pretty cool looking. And even though I know it was like back in the early '80s and all that stuff, and then we see the Death Star again, like all messed up, but we see that again, and then that's the first time we see Luke with the green lightsaber, right? Isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah. So then that was cool.
There's a deleted scene where he's like making it or fucking with it. It's pretty cool. I think what's funny is I think it's a really good movie. It's great. But at the same time, it's the weakest of the 3 for me. But still, I think it's a lot of fun. Each one of these movies, or the first original movies, has like their own feel, their oon vibe. And this one, I really like all the green that you see on Endor.
Lightsaber?
Yeah, and then obviously the whole thing with Luke being a Jedi, a full-on Jedi now, and Darth Vader and the Emperor and stuff like that. I thought that was really cool.
And there's a lot of cool scenes, dialogue scenes in Return of the Jedi with, Darth Vader and Luke and Palpatine in the third act. You know how they go like back and forth with the Rebellion and Han, and then they go back to Darth Vader and Palpatine. And what's the other one? Oh, that they're like in the air, in space, right? With the ships trying to.
Blow up the Death Star?
Yeah, right. So it keeps going back and forth, but obviously the best parts are when you go back to Darth Vader and Luke and Palpatine. So all that whole scene was done very well.
Yeah, I love the Ewoks. They're my favorite. They're so adorable. I think it's so sad when that one dies and he's like shaking him like, get up! It makes me so sad. And then just when Leia just finds him on the stump and like just their interaction, I thought was adorable. I love that whole scene with the speeder bikes in the forest.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah, that was super intense.
Don't they eat people?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Like, yeah. Oh, and like the whole them thinking C-3PO was a god, I thought was hilarious.
He's gold or some shit.
I like loved that. I thought Han Solo in that one was really funny, like really witty and funny. Is that when Leia finds out that Luke is her brother?
Yeah.
Yeah. I thought that was funny too. Like he's like misunderstands.
Which I think this is the first time they talk about that, right? Because the last one was...
I think so.
Because then Yoda, when he dies in this one, he's like, oh, there's another...
Yeah, there's another
Yeah, that was in
Skywalker.
Return of the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think that's the first one that they actually...
Oh, I just realized that.
Empire Strikes Back is when they first mentioned that there's another one.
Is it?
Yeah, when he takes off, he's like, he is our last hope. And Yoda says, no, There is another.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
okay.
I thought in Return was when he said that.
Yeah, I thought so. I thought when he like.
No, they're
about
trying
to die.
They're trying to get him not to go to Bespin.
Okay. Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so I agree with everything you guys said about the,
and I like how
Java.
Leia and Han's relationship is like fully like fleshed out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Any negatives of?
Yeah, Boba Fett gets killed with the stupidest way.
But I never knew like the significance of Boba Fett for it to be that.
There wasn't really any.
Yeah, like
He's
to
badass.
be that. For
Well,
me,
that's the only thing. He just
for me
looked
to be
cool.
upset
No,
about
no,
it,
no.
yeah.
To me, he's badass in Empire. Like, he's actually the one that able to track down the Millennium Falcon. He holds off Luke Skywalker. Like, I think he did plenty.
Yeah, to me though,
Compared
I'm saying like
for a
never
bounty
thought
hunter.
for me, like even now, like for how much praise as he gets, I'm like he's not anything as cool as like freaking Cad Bane.
Yeah, I know, but that's
like,
after the fact they knew how to make him cooler.
And then after freaking watching Boba Fett, I'd even hate him more.
Yeah.
Like you guys did nothing for me to
I
care
don't
about
know.
this character.
But Boba Fett was never a character that I was like, holy shit about.
Yeah, or like his armor was cool. Like yeah, he's badass, but like yeah, nothing.
Like I don't know, him tracking the Millennium Falcon was like, well, he's a bounty hunter.
That's his job.
Yeah, so something that I guess he would do.
Yeah.
I mean, the Empire couldn't do it, so...
Well, but I mean, they hired him.
They hired
Yeah,
him.
no, that's what I'm saying.
But to me, it's kind of like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's what he's supposed to do, I guess.
Yeah, he was nothing
It
special.
wasn't like
he
something
wasn't
special,
bad. Yeah, he just was nothing super special.
And then he didn't have that much screen time.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was the thing. For me, it's like he didn't have a lot of screen time, and then the way he's killed off is just kind of really
That's
silly.
my only problem with it, is they introduced him in Empire, so in this one, it's basically the one that he should have died like halfway through the movie. Or maybe the ending,
Should have been like a semi-boss.
Yeah, and that's where they ruined him.
And something else that I felt like I didn't really like, I guess, is that we didn't really get to see how much training that Luke went through to get to where he was. He was just all of a sudden amazing.
Well, because they went years, he went back to Yoda.
I know, but I'm just saying, as me watching the movie, that's just how I felt.
I think it would have been cool if we saw a
little
scene
bit.
like that where he's training with Yoda, because that was the same thing I was saying with Rey. You never see that, and it's like you're just supposed to believe that.
Yeah.
Although Rey's way of doing it was a lot worse, but I would have liked to see us more of Luke training and stuff.
Yeah, because I feel like we didn't even see that much to begin with, besides him learning meditation and like running around with Yoda on his back.
Well, that would have ruined the pacing of the movie if we had to see him train and then like we would have been like probably like 40 minutes in.
They could have just explained
until
it.
they got Han Solo it's freed. Like no, they did explain it.
It could have been like an opening scene or some shit like that. One of the very first scenes where they just like he's on Dagobah with Yoda or some shit after training and he's talking about what he's gonna go do or some shit.
Oh, and then like just the comical banter between C-3PO and R2 I really like in this movie. I think they're really funny.
I like it in all of the three movies. I can't.
But this
like,
one's really funny too.
It is.
Mm-hmm. And the fact that he's like serving drinks and stuff, I thought that was funny.
Yeah.
Oh, R2?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love R2 in all of them. He has some really good moments in this one.
Mm-hmm.
For negatives, I guess another thing would be like I don't agree with it. I don't care too much for. People complain about like how did Ewoks defeat the Empire? Like, well, they attacked them, they ambushed them. That's fine. I don't see that as a big
I never
problem.
cared about that. I was able to suspend my
and it wasn't just Ewok. Chewbacca was there. Like Han Solo was there. The other rebels were there. So
yeah, and the strength in numbers, and they look adorable, so you would probably trust them.
yeah, but it's a great movie, great ending. I love the scene where Darth Vader reveals that he knows that that Luke has a sister. If he won't join them, then perhaps she will. And then he says never. And then the score, and then that one shot of like where just tracking them as they are battling with the lightsabers was really great. And the fact that Luke Skywalker was able to like down him and he doesn't destroy him. The Emperor Palpatine like the whole time trying to turn him to the dark side was great, and yeah, like it's a great ending. I guess maybe I didn't care too much. Another complaint, the way Darth Vader dies. You know, like he probably could have lived. He should have been able to probably survive that.
I feel like he's been through a lot more shit. But I think at that point, it's like he saw it as the ending for himself. He's like, fuck it, the Emperor's dead. You know, all this shit is over. Fuck it.
Like there was no real, there was no real redemption from him, and if there was, it was just through his son, and that's what happened.
Like he couldn't be redeemed with everyone.
The galaxy,
else. Right?
Yeah. So all that mattered to him was him and his son. So
yes. So
he
was redeemed with, his son.
And that was enough.
And he's not gonna go back and live a normal life afterwards.
Yeah. Sorry guys, my bad.
Yeah, I know. It's fucking genocide and shit. It's like, yeah, probably not.
I mean, there's a lot of problems of him just dying like that it creates, and it did create. He should have done.
He should have been able to survive that.
He should have been able to survive, and all of a sudden he doesn't become the martyr from all the Sith Lords. Like that's why Kylo Ren turned to the dark side, because he only knew of Darth Vader. He never heard about Darth Vader's redemption. Like I'm sure Luke told him about it, but it wasn't concrete. Like, oh yeah, on the hangar, yeah, he said he will ride and all this stuff. Like, no, there's nothing else added to it. There was reasons for him to survive. Just died, and I don't like some of these.
That's the sequel trilogy's fault too. They fucked that up. They should have. That should have been a big plot point. If anything, it's like, dude, the people running this shit, Darth Vader himself, disagrees with all this shit. Mm-hmm. That should have been a big.
The celebrations at the very end. I love seeing, like, that's one of my things I do like about the enhanced edition. Yeah, the special edition. There's, I can't remember what was in the original. What was at it? Naboo was at it. Bespin was at it. So it was really cool seeing the celebrations. It really felt like, yes, like they did it. It's over. You know what I mean? Obviously the sequel trilogy ruins that, but like it was such a great ending from where New Hope started, like the arc of it, like, Emperor is dead, Vader's defeated, and the Empire is gone. It was such a great ending. That's the best thing about the movie, the ending.
All right, so the number 2 spot in this Star Wars ranking is Revenge of the Sith, Episode 3. This is the best one of the prequel trilogy. We finally get to see what made Anakin Skywalker turn to the dark side. I think this was the movie everyone was wanting to see from the beginning. There's a lot of obviously there's the Obi-Wan and Anakin fight.
Which was epic as fuck.
Palpatine finally, shows his true colors or whatever.
Order 66.
The Order 66, right? The clone army, takes over, and how they took over and how they took down the Jedi and all that stuff. We finally get to see it. Stuff that we have heard from the original trilogy, we finally see it. So I think that's the most entertaining and the best of the prequel trilogies. CHEVO, your thought on Revenge of the Sith?
I thought it was. I think it's a lot of fun. I rewatched it recently. I saw it in theaters. This was the first Star Wars movie I saw, and I saw it in theaters. I just remember sitting in the aisle because there was no fucking seats because it was so packed.
Which is a fucking hazard, but.
But yeah, it's great. I think it's especially after the last two. This is definitely biggest improvement. The music is really good. All the action scenes are a lot of fun. I thought General Grievous is cool. Yeah, and since it's the big, connector between the prequels and they have to explain and wrap everything up before Episode 4, I thought it was done pretty well.
The pacing is great in this movie. Every time I watch it, I don't ever feel like, it's this one scene. You know what I mean? Like everything is so important in this movie. From every scene, whether it's just them talking about whether it's the council talking or Anakin and Emperor talking, every scene is important. It leads to something. Sometimes I think of how much was taken out just because they couldn't have that movie super long. I've seen some of the deleted scenes. Some of the stuff, I'm glad they did delete. So the movie, pacing wise, great.
You know what I didn't care about was the whole thing with the Wookiees. What was that about? Yeah, Kashyyyk.
Oh, the Separatists were gonna invade, so they couldn't.
Oh.
The Republic needed the resources from there, so that's why.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, then we see Chewbacca, right?
Yeah, I that's something I do have a complaint about. Like, I was like, Yoda did not need to know Chewbacca.
They
Yeah,
could have.
well,
They
he
could have
did.
been like their own separate. thing.
Goodbye, goodbye, Chewbacca. I will miss you. I will. You know, what I mean? Like, he did not. Like,
They
he
just
did not
wanted to
need
bring
know
another
him.
OG character.
Yeah, so it's one of those things where they just had to like, oh, here's somebody from the original
Yeah,
trilogy.
and an OG character that would make sense because Chewbacca would be alive, right?
Yes.
It would be like the same as he was in
Yeah.
the original Star Wars.
Yeah, I remember hearing stupid rumors about like, oh, they're gonna show like toddler Han Solo, like, just because they wanted. That was a rumor that he was gonna. I was like, no, they're gonna do. I was picturing him like a little toddler
It
with
would've
like,
been
the
like,
vest, jacket, and stuff like that. So many, so much hype for this movie. I remember everybody at school like being excited, like talking about like what movie time they're gonna go watch it. Like I remember getting like as early as possible from like where I could make it from school to the movie theater because I didn't want like anything spoiled.
I remember that's when like the good lightsabers started coming out, the toys that like would light up all the way and shit. I remember that. That was a lot of fun.
And the CGI is really good compared to Attack of the Clones.
Yeah.
Like
General Grievous looks really good.
yeah, General
Yeah, he
Grievous is
does.
amazing. Like he looks super good, and he like his whole whoever came up with him. Like I don't know if it was George Lucas or maybe somebody else helped him out with it, but yeah, like his whole design, his mannerisms, like the way he walks, like crouching down, his coughing,
His cough, he
His
uses
Yeah.
fighting
lightsabers and
style.
his fighting style.
shit. Yeah, it's cool how he uses lightsabers, but he's not force sensitive. I thought that was really cool.
Right.
And he collects them from the Jedi that he killed. That's
Yeah.
insane.
Yeah, it's
That's
really
cool.
Yeah, there's so many great things about these movies. Negatives would be I was
The no.
so what was it?
The no.
No.
I didn't care. Like I didn't upset me. I
did.
Yeah, I know a lot of people did.
It's kind of silly.
I didn't even know that like it was like an issue until like maybe like a couple of weeks after, where people were like making fun of it. Like when I saw it, like didn't even think about it. I was fine with it. My biggest issue of the movie was I was so freaking excited to see Palpatine, Darth Sidious, like use his lightsaber because they did show him with the lightsaber, and then in the beginning, like I was like, holy crap, he's gonna take on like 4 Jedis. Oh, he killed 3 of them right away. Like I was like, so
That was
anticlimactic.
stupid as hell. And it's like characters that
That was
are
pretty fast.
they become developed too.
Yeah.
In Clone Wars.
Yeah,
like Flo and shit like that.
Yeah. And so seeing them like, I was like, the hell, like you didn't see that coming, like.
Yeah, this is supposed to be like Jedi's in their prime.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what the problem was because the choreography for the rest of the movie for every lightsaber fight was great, except that one fight. I think maybe, I forgot what's his name, the
The
actor.
actor couldn't do it.
Yeah, I mean, that
Oh,
must
yeah,
be
maybe.
Ian McDermott.
Yeah, but they should have got a stunt double just like in like shown scenes from behind. Like they could have like a.
They could have easily.
They could have easily done something to deal with that, but it was really. I was so disappointed. And
Wait, you know how I know that's not the case? Because doesn't Yoda fucking like make him fly
Yeah,
and his
and
like
then
legs
he-
are up and shit?
Yeah, he flies towards him too, like a spiral and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think they just needed to get on with it, and she's like, okay, just take these two
They
guys
just
out.
want to get. They want to get to the Samuel Jackson stuff. Mace Windu.
I mean, they could have done something else. You know what I mean? Like they could have. Palpatine could have tricked them. You know what I mean? To kill off 3 of them right away. You know what I mean? Something cool instead of making the Jedi look so incompetent.
Yeah.
That,
Especially those ones.
yeah, that's my big complaint. Positives, like 80% of the movie. That movie is so freaking good. Order 66 is one of the best moments for me. Like it's up there, cinematic, like history for me. Like so freaking great. Like it's like it finally happened. Now we know how the Empire was able to like take control and wipe out the Jedi. It was such a creative, and then like strategy
It's like
wise,
a big epic thing.
yeah,
Yeah.
like Palpatine's like I remember thinking like, oh my god, can you imagine when Palpatine was like, all right, this is my plan to take over the galaxy, and then he finally gets to that moment where he takes over. Like it was well done from episode 1 to episode 3.
Yeah, I thought his whole speech once he's all fucked up, I thought that was fun or really good, and then how what's her name says something about how democracy ends with applause and shit like that.
Thunderous applause.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
Okay, so since this is the last time we can we'll talk about it. Palpatine always electrocutes himself with his own.
Oh yeah,
electricity.
that's how he dies. It's like, dude,
yeah.
stop.
Stop shooting it. Like Mace Windu was shooting it back at him. In Return of the Jedi, he like shocks himself. He electrocutes himself and Darth Vader, and then stupid ass Rise of Skywalker, she like just reflects it back to him. Like stop using it. Like it's not worth it. Like you're hurting yourself with it. But yeah, like I don't have much negative to say. Oh, I remember thinking like, I don't want this movie to end. Like I loved every single scene. Like Leia going to as a baby to Alderaan. Like every final scene was so great.
I put this as my number 1. It's my favorite Star Wars movie.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yes, like oh my god, it's just an awesome movie. The fighting scenes, the music, it's just so epic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it definitely feels that way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and you loved that movie from the first time you saw it.
Yes.
Like you were like, that was such a great movie, and I was really happy with how much you enjoyed it because that was during the time where people were still kind of. It was before the sequel trilogy.
Yeah, the
that
whole talk shit about the prequels.
Hooked on Star Wars. It
All
was
of
so
them.
good. I feel like that can get anyone hooked on Star Wars. It was so good.
Yeah, George Lucas did a great job.
Like that was one of the best payoffs of a movie like trilogy I've ever seen.
Mm-hmm. And then the final shot, baby Luke Skywalker being held by his aunt and uncle,
Yeah.
With the
twin sons.
I think that's the one George Lucas was most excited to make.
Yeah, I think when he imagined a prequel, something to tell the story, this one was really easy for him. I think
because that was the main one that was in his mind.
Yeah.
So everything else is like, oh, I gotta come up with some of the bullshit before we get there. But that was the one in his mind from the get go.
Yeah. So if he had to make one movie, like it probably would have just been freaking episode 3. Like that's it. You know what I mean? Then that would have been good enough for a whole prequel.
And that was my number 2.
That's my number 2 also.
Yeah, mine also.
So finally, the number 1 spot, the number 1 Star Wars film in our list is, of course, The Empire Strikes Back episode. Probably the most memorable scenes. The Luke, or not Luke, I am your father line from Darth Vader. We see or finally know that Darth Vader is Luke's father. And I always like the Hoth scene. With the AT walkers, and then we have the Bespin scene, which is very, very cool. And then of course the training with Yoda. We see Yoda the first time in that Star Wars movie, and there's a lot of like funny scenes with Yoda, especially when we first see him. He's introduced and everything. And then the part that I always find hilarious in Empire Strikes Back are the ones with Yoda. And the ones where he's like
being a smartass.
Well, yeah, but there's like there's 2 parts that Yoda does that it's fucking hilarious. The first one is when he's like trying to train Luke to lift the X-wing, and then you get a shot of Yoda, and he's all like just like waiting.
Oh,
to
he's
see
like,
what
oh
he
shit,
does.
are you gonna do it?
Yeah, and then his face looks fucking hilarious.
I'm not gonna watch that.
It's just fucking hilarious, and then he doesn't do it. And what was the other line? There was some other line that he says. Oh yeah, that's I can't remember the exact line, but like you will be. You will be.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was fucking hilarious. Every time he says it, it's fucking crack up.
I thought for sure you were gonna say one of the greatest duels in Star Wars is R2 versus Yoda trying to fight for the pen light. You don't remember that?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I thought that's what you were gonna say.
Yeah. So I mean, there's just a lot of scenes, a lot of cool stuff in that. And
Like,
and then we see Lando for the first time. and then Boba Fett or whatever, and then what happens with Han Solo at the end. It was just overall it's a good story, and the good guys ultimately don't win, which is something we don't really see that often. So
This might have been one of those first stories. Like maybe there's something else. Oh wait, I'm thinking of books. But anyways, for movies, it might be one of the first ones where like, oh, the second one is where the heroes are at their the movie ends and they're at their lowest points. I don't know if there's anything else that did it before that. So just like Han Solo gone, we don't know if he's going to survive. They're gonna ever find him. Luke Skywalker lost his hand. Like, so great. Like, I just remember watching that. That's the one where after I finished watching it, I was thinking like, holy crap, where did they go after this? And that's when I thought like I had to wait years to watch the the next one.
well, you can watch it right now.
Yeah, I didn't know that it was already out. But such a great movie. I remember imagining like all the things, because the ending, like what they set up was so good. Also, like, it's every scene's so iconic.
Yeah.
Dagobah, Hoth, Bespin, like,
And the music
so
with
good.
each scene too.
Yeah, like, I remember watching that, like, and as a kid I didn't really like see like the build up of the Han Solo and Leia's love for each other.
Yeah.
But it's such a great like romance. Like,
Yeah.
like you believe it.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Not
Yeah.
like
think-
Padme and Anakin.
I think
Like
their
Finn
their chemistry really shines in this one,
Mm-hmm.
especially Leia and Han.
Yeah,
And on Hoth especially,
yeah,
but
yeah.
the whole movie and them three, like, you really
Yeah.
believe that they're friends.
Yeah, especially in the beginning when like Han Solo cares about Luke Skywalker.
He goes out.
Yeah, he goes out for
the
the-
only one.
He tells them to like be careful. Remember, like every time you believe it, and you can tell. Like the only time like there's like any problems was obviously with Han Solo and Leia in the beginning, just because there was that tense like.
Just admit you like me.
Yeah, like that was going on. But besides that, like everything is believable. I don't like care for Leia kissing Luke, especially because I think George Lucas already knew, or did he not know? You know what I mean, that was gonna be his sister.
Yeah, I don't think he knew. Like, he hadn't that. I don't think he had that in mind yet.
Okay, so yeah, so I don't know what George Lucas was thinking about when he set that up. But that mystery was awesome. About like there is another, that Luke Skywalker wasn't the last hope. So at that time you're thinking like, oh crap, is Luke Skywalker gonna die? It's like, is he gonna get trapped and somebody else is gonna have to like come rescue him? What's it called? The carbon freezing on Han Solo. It's such an iconic scene. It's so unique to like to stop a character, to finish him off like that for the rest of the movie.
Yeah, I know, and you just end it like that too.
Yeah, we didn't know what was gonna happen. So great movie, and one of the best movies of all time, like in any genre.
Yeah, I agree. Very simple story, easy to follow, and everything's very believable and well done.
And this movie is where the Force really was developed.
Yeah.
Like, the Force in the A New Hope, it was just kind of like, oh, there's this, let me train you. And like I watched it recently, and like I didn't really like like they talk about like you feel it and stuff like that, but this is where like all the philosophy was introduced, like how important it is, and no, the lightsaber is not like the most important tool of the Jedi. Where did you have this movie, Jessica? Rank?
Shut up. That's where your
Wow.
butt. Let's see. I had it ranked number 9.
Number 9. Damn.
I don't know. It was
The
really
bottom
it was good.
of the barrel.
It was good, but it was like, I don't think it was the best Star Wars movie.
Do you think it's better than The Last Jedi?
Did I?
Yes. No, you didn't. You put The Last Jedi above Empire.
Well, Last Jedi is cuter.
Oh my god.
Yeah. It's iconic, yeah.
Yeah.
I admit that.
Iconically bad, according to Jessica.
I didn't say it was bad. I just think there's other ones that are better.
But yeah, that's like the movie that I think of when I think of Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back. I think of Hoth. and the AT-AT walkers.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think of Dagobah, the music on Bespin, and like the vibe of Dagobah, how it's all like foggy and foresty and shit.
Yeah. To name out like all the positives of this movie is like I feel like we pretty much
It's everything.
Yeah, we pretty just must talk about the whole movie.
It's got all the positives, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Any negatives?
That's what I was thinking right now. I was just thinking about that, actually.
Kind of slow.
I think
I'm like, too many.
I think A New Hope is way slower than this.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, I guess.
This one has way more action for sure.
Yeah, it does.
Does it, Jessica?
The beginning.
There is no mystery in A New Hope. There is mystery in this movie. There, especially the part where Darth Vader shows up in Dagobah and
I was gonna say that.
And then all of a sudden the face and the mask blows up and it's his face.
Yeah.
He's like, what the hell does that mean? You know what I mean? Like,
What are the scenes that you think of, Jessica, that it's like that you didn't like? Yeah.
I guess I didn't think his training was much training. I was like, well, how is that making you a Jedi? Like, freaking Karate Kid did more. Like,
they didn't. Okay.
I think I have a legit reason. Because that's like the physical stuff.
Yeah.
But I think a lot of the Jedi stuff is
like mental.
Yeah, philosophical.
Yeah, but then I
stuff.
don't feel like Yoda was supposed to be this like, or he wasn't in the originals like some like wise, calm. Like he didn't even speak like Yoda. Like the Yoda we know now. He doesn't even speak like that in these movies. You know, like
backwards?
Yeah, he doesn't speak like that in these movies. He speaks in full on sentences, like normal.
Sometimes, not all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Like maybe like 80% of the time.
It's not like normal. He'll be like, you did a good job, instead of being like, good job you did, or something. You know.
Okay.
Like he's like a lot. A lot.
But did you like Yoda though?
Yeah, I thought he was like really zany, and especially like knowing what I know now, he was so secluded for so long.
Yeah, that's why.
Like it makes sense. Yeah, but when you first see him, you're like, the heck? And that's where I was coming from.
Yeah, I thought that was funny when they're talking about this epic wise Jedi.
Yeah.
And then it's this guy.
Mm-hmm. And then seeing it in the order that I did too, seeing how put together and calm and all that stuff he was, and then seeing him like that, I was like, oh,
he's
way
more silly.
Yeah, I was like, this is weird. And how are you training? Like, I don't know. It was just weird.
And
how powerful he was, you know. And I feel like he didn't really pass on a lot of that to Luke.
Well,
that we saw.
No, I know. That's the thing. Like, there's no way they're gonna be able to show all of that. And the worst thing they could have done is a montage. And that's just
I wasn't asking for a montage.
No, I know. But I'm saying there's no way they could have shown all the training a Jedi gets in the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It would require its own movie and would not be probably a great movie. Like it'd be like fun for like canon, you know, just to get like the lore of it.
Yeah.
But we don't need that. Like we just have to like know that he did train them.
Yeah, I like Han and Leia. I thought that was cute.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, yeah, it didn't feel like anything super new. Like location-wise, it was cool.
Mm.
But like, I don't know. I didn't think that the story was that like amazing. Sorry.
All right. So on that note, all right. So that's it for our Star Wars ranking. We didn't include the Clone Wars, even though it did come out in theaters. So I'm gonna go ahead and do a summary of the list. So number 11 was Solo. Number 10, The Rise of Skywalker. Number 9, The Last Jedi. Number 8 was Attack of the Clones. Number 7 was The Phantom Menace. Number 6, Rogue One. Number 5, The Force Awakens. Number 4, A New Hope. Number 3, Return of the Jedi. Number 2, Revenge of the Sith. And of course, number 1, Empire Strikes Back. So that's going to conclude this video today. So thank you so much, Ivan, Jessica, and CHEVO.
You're welcome.
For joining us, or joining me in this Star Wars ranking. That's going to be it for now. So thank you so much for watching, listening, and so on.